The Arrival. In the year 3047, Earth's status as a Class 13 death world was a well-known fact among the galaxy's denizens. But it was not until the First Galactic Conference that the true depth of humanity's tenacity was put to the test. The conference, hosted on the neutral station of Epsilon Prime, had invited representatives from various species, all curious about Earth's famed death world. The room buzzed with a mixture of apprehension and curiosity as the various alien species gathered. The host, an imposing figure known as Chancellor Verus, had arranged a special seminar titled Deathworlders Teach Alien Class About Human Warfare. The primary instructors were Lieutenant Colonel James Drake, a decorated war hero, and Dr. Elara Quinn, a renowned historian specializing in human warfare. Drake and Quinn stood at the front of the room, their presence commanding immediate respect. Drake's reputation as a ruthless strategist and Quinn's reputation for her deep understanding of humanity's brutal history preceded them. The alien audience consisted of species ranging from the towering Grogathians, with their reptilian hides and predatory eyes, to the ethereal Lumerons, who floated effortlessly, their light-filled forms shimmering in the ambient glow. Chancellor Verus began the introduction. Ladies and gentlemen of the galaxy, we are about to witness a unique educational experience. Prepare yourselves for an in-depth exploration of human warfare, its history, strategies, and most importantly, its underlying reasons. As the seminar began, Drake's intense gaze swept over the alien attendees. His voice, rough from years of battle, filled the room. War isn't just about fighting. It's about survival, honor, and a deep-seated drive to protect what's important. Dr. Quinn's smooth, analytical tone followed. Human warfare has evolved through centuries of conflict. We will explore pivotal battles, tactics, and the psychological resilience that defines humanity's approach to war. A soft hum of intrigue passed through the room. The Grogathians, with their sharp, calculating eyes, leaned forward, while the Lumerons' lights flickered in curiosity. But it was the enigmatic Zetherians, with their telepathic abilities, who remained eerily silent, their minds no doubt racing with thoughts beyond mere physical perception. The lights dimmed, and a holographic projection displayed the first segment of the presentation, a historical overview of Earth's ancient conflicts. The holograms depicted scenes from the Terran wars of the past, battlefields scattered with remnants of conflict, leaders issuing commands, and soldiers enduring unimaginable hardship. Drake's voice was filled with grim pride as he narrated. These battles forged the resilience of humanity. Each war was a crucible that tested and refined our strategies and our spirit. As the session progressed, Drake demonstrated a simulation of a classic human battle scenario, engaging the audience in a virtual war game. The Grogathians observed with clinical interest, while the Lumerons appeared almost serene, absorbing the display with an ethereal calm. However, tension began to rise as Drake and Quinn delved deeper into the psychological aspects of warfare. The Zetherians, who had been quiet observers, started emitting a subtle but noticeable wave of unease. Their telepathic feedback was like a ripple of anxiety, suggesting a discomfort with the subject matter that transcended verbal communication. Chancellor Verus noticed the growing tension and decided to address it. We will now take a short break. Feel free to discuss among yourselves or approach the speakers with questions. Drake and Quinn stepped aside as the room erupted into a cacophony of alien chatter. Verus approached them with a concerned expression. I sense unease among the Zetherians. Their telepathy indicates a deeper discomfort with the subject matter. Drake nodded, his expression hardening. It's to be expected. The concept of warfare is alien to many species. For us, it's a way of life. For them, it's a foreign concept. As the break continued, Quinn noticed a group of Zetherians huddled together, their thoughts a swirling storm of anxiety and fear. One Zetherian, its form shimmering with an unusual intensity, made eye contact with Quinn. The silent communication was palpable, revealing a deep-seated fear of humanity's capabilities. Dr. Quinn approached the Zitharian cautiously, her voice gentle but firm. "Is there something specific that's troubling you? We're here to provide understanding, not to cause distress." The Zitharian hesitated before speaking telepathically. "Your history, it's terrifying. We understand survival, but your methods are beyond our comprehension. How can we reconcile with this?" Quinn's heart went out to the creature. It's not about reconciling, it's about understanding the depth of what it means to fight for survival. Humanity's warfare is a testament to our will to endure. The Zitharian's light dimmed in contemplation. "We fear that such understanding may lead to further conflicts." As the seminar resumed, the mood was tinged with a mix of curiosity and apprehension. The Zitharian's response had added a new layer of complexity to the discussion. Drake and Quinn continued with their presentation, now more attuned to the emotional and psychological impacts on their audience. The first part of the seminar concluded with a sense of unease hanging in the air. The aliens had been exposed to the raw, unfiltered reality of human warfare. As they left the room, the mixed reactions were evident. Some intrigued, others disturbed, and a few deeply troubled. Drake and Quinn, though experienced in dealing with such diverse species, knew that this was just the beginning. The true challenge lay in bridging the vast chasm between human and alien perspectives on conflict. The rift. The second part of the seminar began with a palpable tension in the air. The initial shock from the first session had given way to a more focused curiosity among the alien representatives. The session was scheduled to delve deeper into the tactical and strategic aspects of human warfare. But the mood was different, more charged and expectant. Chancellor Varys opened the session with a reminder of the importance of understanding. "Today, we'll explore the tactical aspects of human warfare and its implications. I urge everyone to keep an open mind and remember that our goal is mutual understanding." Lieutenant Colonel James Drake, looking more determined than ever, took the stage. His presentation was a detailed analysis of human military strategy, showcasing how humanity had evolved from primitive skirmishes to sophisticated warfare. The holographic displays illustrated various tactics, from ancient siege warfare to modern combined arms operations. Drake's explanations were punctuated with intense visual simulations. Here we see the development of guerrilla tactics. These tactics emerged as a response to the overwhelming power of conventional forces. It's about exploiting weaknesses and leveraging terrain to offset numerical disadvantages. The Grogethians, with their predatory instincts, seemed to appreciate the strategic depth, their eyes gleaming with interest. The Lunarums, while maintaining their serene demeanor, showed subtle shifts in their light patterns, indicating deep cognitive processing. However, the Zitharians remained noticeably aloof, their telepathic feedback a steady hum of discomfort. Dr. Ilara Quinn took over the next segment, focusing on the psychological aspects of warfare. She presented data on the psychological impact of prolonged conflict on soldiers and civilians, emphasizing the resilience and adaptability required to cope with the stress and trauma of war. "The human psyche," Quinn explained, "is capable of extraordinary resilience. Warfare tests not just physical limits but psychological ones. It's a crucible that forges a unique kind of strength." The Zitharians, despite their discomfort, seemed drawn to Quinn's analysis of psychological resilience. Their telepathic responses reflected a mix of curiosity and apprehension. The Lunaruns, meanwhile, absorbed the information with an almost academic interest, their lights flickering with insights. The session's climax came when Drake introduced a real-time tactical simulation. The simulation pitted a human squad against a simulated alien force, showcasing real-world decision-making processes and battlefield dynamics. The audience was invited to participate, making strategic choices that would influence the outcome of the battle. As the simulation unfolded, the Grogethians eagerly engaged, their tactical minds quickly grasping the nuances of human strategy. The Lumerans watched with a detached yet keen interest, analyzing the data with their advanced cognitive abilities. The Zitharians, however, remained withdrawn, their thoughts a tumultuous sea of concern and fear. During a brief intermission, Drake and Quinn engaged in a private conversation with Chancellor Varys. "We're seeing a clear divide in how the different species are responding," Drake noted. "The Grogathians and Lumerans are absorbing the information well, but the Zitharians are struggling." Varys nodded. "Their discomfort is palpable. They represent a species that has never engaged in warfare and finds the concept distressing." Dr. Quinn sighed. "We need to address this directly. Ignoring their concerns could undermine the entire seminar." Varys agreed. "I'll arrange a special session for the Zitharians. Perhaps a more focused discussion on their specific concerns might help alleviate some of their fears." As the seminar continued, Varys's intervention led to a special session tailored for the Zitharians. Drake and Quinn addressed the Zitharians' fears head-on, providing a more detailed and compassionate explanation of human warfare's ethical dimensions and the reasons behind it. Drake spoke earnestly. "Warfare, for humanity, is not a pursuit of destruction for its own sake. It's driven by survival, honor, and the protection of what we hold dear. Understanding this doesn't mean condoning violence, but recognizing the complex motivations behind it." The Zitharians' telepathic feedback became less frantic, showing signs of understanding and tentative acceptance. Their primary concern, whether humanity's approach to warfare was inherently violent or if it had evolved towards more constructive paths, was addressed with sincerity. The session concluded with a cautious optimism. The Zitharians' fears had been somewhat alleviated, though their unease remained. The Grogathians and Lumerans, meanwhile, had gained a deeper appreciation for the intricacies of human warfare. As the seminar drew to a close, Drake and Quinn reflected on the challenges they had faced. The diversity of reactions had highlighted the complexity of bridging cultural and psychological gaps. The process of educating alien species about human warfare was proving to be as much about empathy and understanding as it was about presenting facts and strategies. The next phase of their mission would involve a deeper exploration of the implications of warfare and peace, seeking to address the underlying concerns that had arisen during the seminar. For now, the seminar had achieved a measure of success, but the true test would be in fostering lasting understanding and cooperation among the galaxy's diverse species. The catalyst. The Zitharians' role in Part 3 of the seminar takes a pivotal turn. Their unique telepathic abilities and deep-seated concerns about human warfare begin to influence the trajectory of the conference in unexpected ways. As tensions mount and deeper issues come to the forefront, the Zitharians' actions become central to resolving the underlying conflict and fostering true understanding. The following day, the seminar's focus shifted towards the concept of peace-building and conflict resolution. After the previous session's intense focus on human warfare, Chancellor Varys had decided that it was crucial to address how humanity approached peace and reconciliation. Lieutenant Colonel James Drake and Dr. Elara Quinn were prepared to delve into the mechanisms humanity employed to end conflicts and rebuild societies. However, the atmosphere was tinged with a sense of unease, particularly from the Zitharians. Their telepathic discomfort had evolved into a palpable tension that even the Grogathians and Lumerans could sense. Drake and Quinn opened the session with a presentation on the evolution of human peacekeeping efforts and the intricate processes involved in post-war reconstruction. They highlighted historical examples of successful peace treaties, the establishment of international organizations, and the efforts made to prevent future conflicts. "We must understand that warfare is not the end goal," Quinn emphasized. "The real challenge lies in the aftermath, rebuilding, reconciliation, and ensuring that the cycles of violence are broken." As the presentation continued, Drake and Quinn presented a case study of a major post-conflict scenario. the reconstruction of a war-torn region on Earth. The case study included the implementation of peace treaties, the establishment of humanitarian aid programs, and the psychological support provided to war survivors. The Zitherians, still troubled by the notion of warfare, were clearly affected by the discussion. Their telepathic signals reflected a growing sense of urgency and concern. Their leader, a Zitherian named Volta, had been quietly communicating with his fellow species, attempting to formulate a plan to address their concerns directly. During a break in the session, Volta approached Chancellor Verus, Drake, and Quinn with a serious demeanor. "We need to address something urgently," Volta's thoughts conveyed. "Our concerns about the implications of human warfare have led us to a critical point. We fear that without a true understanding and a tangible way forward, this seminar could lead to further distrust." Drake, always pragmatic, nodded. "What do you propose?" Volta's telepathic communication revealed a deep-seated plan. "We propose a collaborative exercise, a simulated negotiation between human and Zitherian representatives. This exercise would focus on conflict resolution and peace-building, demonstrating how humanity approaches these processes in practice." Dr. Quinn was intrigued. "That's an innovative idea. A practical exercise could provide valuable insights for all parties involved." Chancellor Verus agreed. "We will arrange this simulation immediately. It could be the key to bridging the gap between understanding and trust." The collaborative exercise was set up in a specialized chamber designed to simulate diplomatic negotiations. Human and Zitherian representatives were to engage in a role-playing scenario, simulating a peace treaty negotiation between two hypothetical factions in conflict. The goal was to demonstrate how humans approach diplomacy and conflict resolution. As the simulation commenced, the Zitherians took on the role of one faction, representing a species with grievances and demands. The humans, led by Drake and Quinn, represented the opposing faction. The room was filled with tension as the two sides engaged in negotiations, each side trying to understand the other's perspective and find common ground. The Zitherians, with their telepathic abilities, were able to convey subtle emotions and intentions that were not immediately apparent in verbal communication. This ability allowed them to express their fears and concerns more vividly, which in turn helped the humans understand the depth of their anxiety. Drake and Quinn approached the simulation with their usual professionalism, but were deeply moved by the Zitherians' earnestness. The negotiation was intense, with both sides exploring various options for compromise and resolution. The exercise highlighted the complexities of peace-building and the emotional and psychological dimensions that are often overlooked in traditional discussions of warfare. Throughout the simulation, the Zitherians' feedback became more positive. They began to see that humanity's approach to peace was not merely an extension of its capacity for conflict, but a genuine effort to create lasting stability and harmony. By the end of the exercise, both sides had reached a tentative agreement within the simulation framework. The exercise concluded with a debriefing session where participants reflected on the experience. The Zitherians expressed a newfound respect for human efforts in peace-building, acknowledging the depth of commitment required to navigate such complex negotiations. Chancellor Verus praised the collaborative exercise. "This has been a significant step forward. The Zitherians and humans have demonstrated that understanding and cooperation are possible, even when confronted with deep-seated fears and challenges." The seminar's final sessions focused on integrating the lessons learned from the exercise into a broader discussion about interspecies cooperation and mutual respect. The Zitherians, though still cautious, were more open to the idea of collaboration, having witnessed firsthand the genuine efforts made by humanity to bridge gaps and foster peace. As the conference drew to a close, the alien representatives departed with a deeper understanding of human warfare and peace-building. The Zitherians, in particular, had played a crucial role in transforming the seminar from a discussion of conflict into a journey toward reconciliation and cooperation. Drake and Quinn, while exhausted, felt a sense of accomplishment. The seminar had succeeded not just in educating alien species about human warfare, but in fostering a meaningful dialogue about peace and understanding. The Accord. The final day of the seminar arrived, and anticipation hung thick in the air. The previous sessions had laid bare the complexities of human warfare and the efforts humanity made towards peace. The collaborative exercise had been a turning point, but the Zitharians' ultimate decision would determine the seminar's lasting impact. The conference hall was abuzz with a mix of expectation and apprehension. The Zitharians, led by their representative Volta, had requested a private audience with Chancellor Varys, Lieutenant Colonel James Drake, and Dr. Elara Quinn. Their decision, they said, would be revealed in the final presentation, and it was clear that this was a matter of significant importance. Chancellor Varys began the closing session with a brief recap. Ladies and gentlemen, today we gather to hear the Zitharians' final decision regarding their involvement in our shared journey towards understanding and cooperation. This has been an enlightening experience for all of us, and we await their conclusion with great interest. Volta approached the podium, his form radiating a contemplative light. The Zitharians' telepathic presence was notably calm, but carried an underlying intensity. Volta addressed the assembly with a measured tone. We have spent considerable time reflecting on the lessons learned throughout this seminar. The insights gained into human warfare and peacebuilding have been profound. Our experiences have allowed us to reconsider our perspectives and the future path of our interactions with humanity. The room fell silent as Volta continued. Initially, we were deeply troubled by the concept of warfare and its implications. However, the collaborative exercise and the detailed discussions have provided us with a clearer understanding of human motivations and efforts towards peace. We recognize the complexity of your experiences and the genuine intent behind your pursuit of reconciliation. The Zitharians' leader paused, his telepathic signals conveying a sense of resolve. After careful consideration, we have reached a decision. The Zitharians are prepared to enter into a formal alliance with humanity. This alliance will focus on mutual respect, shared knowledge, and collaborative efforts in peacebuilding and conflict resolution. A murmur of surprise and relief rippled through the assembly. The Brogethians and Lumorans exchanged glances, their expressions reflecting a mix of approval and curiosity. The Zitharians' decision was a momentous one, signaling a shift from apprehension to active cooperation. Drake, visibly relieved, stepped forward. This decision is a testament to the power of understanding and dialogue. We are honored to forge this alliance and look forward to working together to address challenges and build a better future. Dr. Quinn added, "The journey has been challenging, but it has also been incredibly rewarding. The alliance we are about to embark on will not only advance our mutual interests, but also set a precedent for interspecies cooperation." Chancellor Varys expressed his gratitude. The formation of this alliance marks a new chapter in our collective history. It is a milestone that demonstrates our ability to overcome differences and work together for the greater good. The formalization of the alliance involved several key agreements. The Zitharians and humans would establish joint research initiatives, share knowledge on conflict resolution techniques, and engage in cultural exchanges to deepen mutual understanding. Additionally, a dedicated council would be created to oversee the implementation of the alliance and address any issues that might arise. As the formalities were concluded, the Zitharians and humans celebrated the new alliance with a ceremonial signing of the accord. The ceremony was marked by a shared commitment to fostering peace and collaboration. The Zitharians' telepathic signals, once filled with anxiety, now radiated hope and anticipation for the future. The seminar had not only been a learning experience, but also a catalyst for change. The discussions, exercises, and interactions had bridged a significant gap between humanity and the Zitharians, leading to a mutually beneficial alliance. In the days that followed, the conference attendees prepared to return to their respective worlds, carrying with them the lessons learned and the promise of new collaborations. The Zitharians and humans looked forward to a future where their partnership would advance both their civilizations and contribute to a more harmonious galaxy. Drake and Quinn, reflecting on the success of the seminar, felt a deep sense of accomplishment. They had navigated the complexities of human warfare and peace-building with empathy and determination, ultimately forging a path towards greater interspecies understanding. As the final delegates departed, the atmosphere was filled with optimism and a renewed sense of purpose. The seminar had transformed from a mere educational exercise into a landmark event that would shape future interactions between humanity and the galaxy's diverse species. The alliance between the Zitharians and humans marked a new era of cooperation, underscoring the potential for peace and understanding even in the face of profound differences. The seminar had achieved its goal, not only in educating others of human warfare, but in creating a foundation for lasting partnership and mutual respect.